today. From Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. He hit pay dirt so many times we almost lost track. Every time we turned around, he was in the end zone.
And those weren't all just 1-yard plunges either, partner. I mean, he ripped off a few long jaunts as well.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play that time for Cleveland.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Hunt fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Again, it's Hunt. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Back in the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Fine work by the Patriot D there, and it's 4th down. And his kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. The Browns drive about to get started. They are, for the moment, the best team in football, 9-0 entering play here. And, Charles, I don't know if we'd call them a surprise 9-0, but the way that they have been winning definitely opened up a lot of eyes around the NFL.
Well, what we've seen from them so far this season, you can't stop them on offense. You can't score on them on defense. So, to me, if you're going to play against them, you have to bring your best game and hope they throw a clunker in that day to give yourself a chance.
So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Looking to throw. He's got this complete to Ryan Switzer. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ballgame. But all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, partner, this drive has been a model of efficiency. They've done everything they wanted to. And the defensive guys, they've got to be getting frustrated. They can't figure out how to get off the field.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And finding the tight end, Hooper. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. He'll decide to keep this once more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Browns drive about to get started. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Flush to his right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they're going to decline that and choose to bring up 2nd down.
So did you feel like maybe this is just a mistake that they don't take the penalty here? Either that or they feel like their defense just cannot be moved on very well, and they'd rather go ahead and use the downs.
He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll set up to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he'll take a shot here for Hooper downfield. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left. He tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. And his kick here is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. The Browns drive about to get started. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as he'll get this up to about the 42. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. I'll let you. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. He's got Hooper on the short connection. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Back deep for the Patriots, Gunnar Olszewski. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and the Patriots take over. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him in football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, and they're at halftime with the Steelers out in front. The rookie from Alabama, Najee Harris, with a touchdown run. From there, we'll head to Washington to check out the football team at home at FedEx Field. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Tom Brady, sharp as ever. He's got 2 touchdown passes.
We now proceed to the start of the second half.
Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
52 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. Here's Hunt. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6. On play action, they'll throw. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They'll run with Hunt on second down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. They're going to look to throw. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. Touchdown! David Njoku with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went into the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it.
The Browns drive about to get started. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That one caught by Felton. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On second down, it's Hunt. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense, because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
2nd and 11. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. The Browns drive about to get started. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Kevin McCourty picks it off. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A big play that time for Cleveland.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 85 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They run again with Hunt. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll give to Hunt here on the option. Down right around the 25. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Steps, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dietrich Wise Jr. drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. That one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. The Browns drive about to get started. The bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's got room. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play there out of the running game.
I can't help but laugh. And the only reason is anytime the backup breaks a big one like that, he's going to be hard to deal with in film, wanting to know why he's not getting started carries.
Touchdown, Browns. David Njoku with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Browns have taken the lead. The Browns drive about to get started. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll run again with Hunt. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's going to be taken in by Felton. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
125 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They run with Hunt. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 2nd touchdown of the game, 17. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Browns, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Patriots,
team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin your franchise. Use the options on the left to edit league settings or change your role to a player or owner.